Hey everybody, it's Rob Seaver, Executive Director with Leads Council. I'm bringing you next week's teaser video for our upcoming webinar in our leadership series. As I always say, this is something super exciting for me, but this one in particular is because I'm introducing somebody that is in the DNA of Leads Council, the very first president of our board of directors, the person who actually told me for the first time that I was going to be executive director, Greggory Gragg. He is the CEO, founder of so many companies. I'll let him kind of introduce himself. But Greg, you're bringing us this next week's video or webinar. It's going to be how to run effective marketing through a crisis. Help us understand what that's going to be, what the attendee is going to learn, and just once again, thank you for taking the time to do this.
Hey Rob, it's great to get on with you again. As usual, we always have a good time together, and thank you for all the kudos. But nothing is possible without good people, and you're one of those good people. So I'm glad to work with you again, and as always, hopefully we can work more in the future. How to market through a crisis. This isn't the first crisis we've been through as human beings, and so we go through crises on a regular basis, whether it's fiscal crisis, whether it's environmental crisis. We do it regularly in a variety of different ways. Not this grand of a scale, but certainly we've had it this grand of a scale historically. And so when we start this presentation, we're going to take a look at what's happened in the past, past pandemics, past financial crisis, what happened, what came out of that, and then how did people respond, and then how did people market, and how did people survive? A lot of great companies were born out of strife and chaos. Walt Disney was born out of strife and chaos. And so there are a lot of companies out there that really grab hold of a crisis. It all comes down to planning. It all comes down to execution and making sure that you don't get scared. A lot of people get scared of the situation and they freeze, and you freeze, you're dead. That's basically the rule. So in this presentation, we're going to take a look at the Spanish flu. We're going to take a look at the Great Depression. We're going to take a look at other recessions that have occurred throughout time, and what people have done and how people have responded in those types of situations. That's the first part of the presentation. And then we're going to take a look at what's going on in this current market. The market is very elastic in terms of the stock market, and so we're seeing some incredible gains in the market right now. Hopefully you invested in Amazon when it dropped, because it's basically doubled in price. And so there's a lot of great things that are going on in this market that are opportunity based. But again, you have to have a plan, and you have to keep your eyeballs open, and you have to keep on the toes of your feet. And so we'll take a look at what's going on right now in the marketplace, from housing to consumer spending to the types of consumer spending that's out there. What do consumers do psychologically when they run into crisis or financial crisis like this, when there's 25–30% unemployment? How are people going to spend their money or save their money, and will they do it? Our era is a little different. We have online purchasing, and as I said before, Amazon stock has gone through the roof, and there's a reason for that. This situation has driven us into a very online universe, which was coming for a long time. As we analyze that and the psychological profile of the consumer right now, we'll start moving into those channels that are getting higher viewerships and higher traffic. And so it's important for us to look at, hey, look, do the old traditional means of marketing and direct response advertising work, or do they not work? Some of them do, some of them don't, right? I'm not telling you anything, and I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, so you guys need to tune in for the show, right? But the fact of the matter is, we're going to talk about all those media channels and the CTRs and the conversions off of those channels, the click-through rates and the conversions on those channels, both social media, PPC, lead gen, paper inquiry. All of that is still happening, and I've got to tell you right now, we haven't missed a beat. We've not slowed down. And so in all of our businesses, we have pounded through, and we're seeing some great results and great traffic out there for our clients. Also, we'll take questions. I really never hide anything from anybody. I'm a teacher. I'm not afraid of competition, and so if somebody asks me a question, I'm going to answer the question to the best of my ability. And so you guys can jump on and ask as many questions as you want.
Well, Greg, man, let me tell you, as always, you're always uplifting, and what could be more uplifting than to review past pandemics? I'm super excited about that. I actually, you're going to also be joined. We forgot to say it at the very beginning because he's not with us today, but you're also going to be joined by one of your right-hand guys, Daryl Maddox, right? He's going to join us.
Yeah, Daryl will be there. It'll be great. Him and I have worked pretty much together every day, and so I've been going into the office, and he's been going in the office. Literally, I feel like a castaway. He and I go into the office every day, and it's just him and me in this huge, huge building, And so we manage the building every day and try to keep a lid on it and keep each other entertained. So I can say there have been a few Nerf fights. There have been a few shenanigans that went down with just the two of us in the building. But we're looking forward to getting back. We'll be back in the office when we give this presentation.
Crazy times. Well, Greg, man, I can't thank you enough for spending the time and energy to help the council out. Obviously, I know you're a huge backer of what we're doing.